Wow, what a day. Thank you, Emma. That was intense. Where do I start? A few personal reflections, I think, but I'm very conscious I'm also the only thing standing between you and some drinks and some great conversation, but I'll keep it brief. One of the things I've been blown away with today is just this energy in the room, and different speakers from different panels that I've listened to today have talked about energy and making sure you preserve your own and keep replenishing that. The passion, but also the warmth. There's a real compassion in here. And actually, sometimes when you speak to people and you say that you work in football, they're like, oof. That's a tough industry. But what you've shown today is actually there's so much support and love and passion for what we do. It just gives me so much confidence moving forward. You've told me how amazing it's been to be in a room together. So at Women in Football, we deliver a lot of online events, and they've been fantastic. I've been part of some. I've hosted a couple of webinars. I've hosted a roundtable, which was brilliant. A real chance to get to meet you as the members. But there's something very special about being together. And it's not just because we've been in a pandemic. It's about the opportunities that you get for that informal conversation that you just don't get in a virtual sort of situation. So that's been amazing. I think hearing from Jackie and Anna and Joe and others today about where Women in Football started to where it is now, those 30 people at West Ham to, over 200 here today, and we could have had so many more. It just leaves me with so much excitement for the future and the potential of this event next year. And I've already got my thinking cap on as to what that's going to look like. So as soon as we get a date nailed, you'll be the first to know. I think also what's been encouraging is not only the opportunities that are ahead, and we just mentioned the Euros, but also the changes that we've seen with some amazing things. And Kelly is in the room from the FA, the contracts for players, the FA Cup prize money. There's so many great things that are happening, which is just brilliant. And yet there is the dissatisfaction, positive dissatisfaction, like we can go further. And I think that's really important. Emma, you kind of illustrated that really, really beautifully. So I think the final personal reflection before I move on to some very important thank yous, of course, to Barclays and others, but I'll come to that in a minute, is actually this message about it's not because you're a woman, it's because you're really good at what you do. So be good at that, believe in yourself, and be known for being great at what you do. We're not here to tick a box. We're here to change the industry. So I think this notion of understand who you are, set your boundaries. Joe talked about it really well this morning in terms of what works for me does not necessarily work for you. So you know what the boundaries are. I think it's very difficult when you're early into your career. Some people have been in the industry for a long time. Have more confidence. It's easier to say no to certain things. But actually, what are your boundaries? And try not to deviate from that. And if you're unsure, sense check it with somebody in the room, this new network that you're part of. And I think that's really, really important. People have talked about statements that they like. For me, your network is your net worth. I massively believe in that. If you know somebody who can get you into that room or can put that agenda on the table for you and you don't have to be there, it's not about being the center of attention, it's about making things happen. And there's lots of different tactical ways to do that. So they're just some of my reflections. I could go on all day, but like I say, there's drinks upstairs and everybody's keen to get there. So just a few thank yous from me. On behalf of the board, the team at Women in Football, I really would like to thank Tom, Christos, and all the team at Barclays. I don't know where they are, but a massive thank you. Your continued support has enabled Women in Football to get where we are, to have a team of 7 and hopefully more in the future. It's been massively helpful to us. Your Get On Side pledge has meant that everybody can be here today and they've not had to pay a huge fee. And that's massively important. Free access to a day like today. I've paid loads of money to go and sit in conferences, and I tell you what, I've not come out as excited as I am today. And it might be because, it's our event, and that's amazing, but the speakers, it's just been phenomenal. And the people that I've spoken to over coffee have said the same thing. So I know we've delivered a brilliant product, and I know it's only going to get better in the future. So that's really, really exciting. But without your support, you know, we wouldn't have been able to do it. And I'm sure people are as excited as I am about what next year can bring. Of course, we've got other partners on board as well. I'd like to thank all our other partners, our corporate members, and with Be Inspired conference partners as well for your backing and commitment to help us put on this fantastic event and actually drive really positive change for women and girls in football. It's so important. Thank you again to everyone that's worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Massive shout out to the team at WIF. You've just been unbelievable. I know how hard that you've worked, and it's been fantastic. To Laura and the team at Road 3, you know, you have delivered and then some for us today, so we're so grateful for that. And obviously the team at Wembley here as well, you've made it a really seamless process for us. To our incredible speakers, panelists, panel hosts, to Kelly this morning, and Emma, just brilliant. I've not heard you speak like that before, and it's just been, I've been so inspired by you and your honesty, which I think is just wonderful. It was literally the hottest ticket in town, I'm not going to lie. Like, so many people got in touch with me. I don't have that much influence yet. I'm only 6-7 weeks in. But yeah, Yvonne, can you get me in? Can you get me in? I'm like, you'll have to speak to Louise. She's the maestro. She says who comes, who doesn't. So yeah, it bodes really, really well for next year. And Jackie, of course, to you. What a brilliant host. So personable, really funny, and just absolutely got the tone so right. So thank you so, so much. I think we actually have a little token of appreciation. I'm looking for Laura. Come and join me on the stage. We have some flowers. Thank you. Thank you, my darling. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Last but by no means least, I'd just like to thank each and every one of you for being here, being a part of the Women in Sport. Being a part of the Women in Football Be Inspired conference supported by Barclays. It's a day, honestly, I will never forget, and I feel like it's a real defining moment for women in the industry because we have got the power to create the change, and actually we are the change. And I think for me personally, you know, the pride in leading this organisation is just going to grow. I'm so excited to be in the role. I've been welcomed so beautifully by the board, by our members, and we've got the ability to make things happen and to keep pushing for that change that's so needed. Don't forget our call to action. I think Jackie hashtagged to the max this morning. So if you've got a friend who's involved in the football industry, hashtag sign her up. That's really important. If you've got an organisation that hasn't yet made a Get On Side pledge, you know what you need to do. This is for all the new people. Joe, we knew you wouldn't be offended. All the new people. Yeah, you can see her in real life on the website in the actual picture. We've got your silhouette so beautifully there. Hashtag sign her up right now. Do it. Please follow us on our socials if you're not already. Make sure you share content from today, except the stuff that Emma did earlier. You know, that's really important. We've got to get the WIF message out there and keep it being out there. It's all about consistency. In the morning, you are going to be landed in your inbox with a survey. Going to Emma's point, feedback is a gift, right? So it's really important that we know what we can do better for next time, but it's actually also important to celebrate the things that we got right today, and I'm really interested in what's worked for you and what hasn't. So please, please, please make sure that you tell us that. And finally, before we make our way up to Pitchview East for the informal networking and drinks, which is supported by Visa, let's close out the conference with our brand new Get On Side video, which has been produced by Shoot the Company, and they did a phenomenal job for us. So I'm going to leave you with this, and thank you very much.